So guys, we are going to complete these labs now. But before that, right now this switch, which was configured in between, got crashed. So we already have the pre-config with us, right? ISE pre-config. I guess yesterday I created this. I'll copy all these configurations. I'll paste it on switch. Yesterday, your second part of installation, which was going on the ISE, I had suspended it actually. I was into some work. After that, I forgot to make it up. So I have started since we have started the class. So this will also come within 5 to 10 minutes, it will come up. Okay. Your web servers and all are fine. Where is the port number? 32772. Configure terminal. Interface Z0 by 0. No shirt. Okay. And this is R2. Let's see the port number 3. Okay, everything is good now. I'll just come to ASA firewall and I'll check the reachability with all the devices. Ping 10.11.11.1 dot 15 dot 75 and dot 130. All good. It's already done. It is just a restarting. It says roughly it takes 15 minutes to complete. Okay. First of all, we are going to see Okay, before this also, I'll show you guys about the this part. Default system password policy, identity password policy, and how to change the password through the CLI. These two things we are going to see first. Very important according to your examination. See, actually what happens when I talk about a default system password, it's like they have the minimum password policies like uppercase, lowercase, right, and 8 characteristics like that. Now, why do I say how to make the changes with the default password policy? There is one important rule mentioned in the password policy. If you mention 3 times a wrong password, you will be suspended for 15 minutes by default. In examination, suspending for 15 minutes is high time, right? Might be by mistake you are in a pressure, you might type some wrong password, you might intentionally, not feel like you 3 times you have given the password, and you will see you are locked for 15 minutes. Now what you'll do, you'll restart ICE. Restarting ICE is not a solution. 15 minutes means 15 minutes. After that, you have to wait for 15 minutes. So I don't want you to get trapped in such type of scenarios. So how to take a precaution from such type of scenarios, that we'll see with the password policy. That comes under the system password policy, right? That is all related to how to log in into your ICE. After that, I have written here as an identity password policy. What is identity password policy? We're using ICE for 3 different purposes, right? We are using for authentication, authorization, and accounting purpose. So for authentication, I need to create the internal identity. Means inside the ICE, when you create a user, we call it as an internal identity. So when you create an internal identity, again, for creating the identity, you have the policy. Means if I create a username as a CCIE, I cannot keep a password as a CCIE, either in a correct order, or in a reverse order. In any order, your 4 words, I mean like 4 letters, can't match it. That's basically mentioned in the password policy. But if you guys see examination task, they will give you a task beyond those policies. See this task. In this task, we have a username Cisco, password as a midhum02. Okay. What was that task? It's long time, right? I'm forgetting. Okay. I need to log in with a .1x PC. Can you see? Session should be created from a .1x PC, and you should be able to log in with a username as a CCIE. And what's a password? CCIE123. Is this CCIE included in the password? Yes. Small or capital letter, it is included in the password, right? By default, if you try to create an identity with the password which contains the 4 characteristics from your username, it won't allow you. A password policy does not allow you. But this thing you have to create. Without creating a password as given in the task, you cannot configure any password. You have to configure the same thing. And if you don't know about the password policy of the identity service, then you won't be able to create it. So two types of password policies. Logging to your ISE is one of the password policy. Creating a username and the password on the ISE is a separate password policy. So two types of password policies you have. Now, see, your ISE is ready to log in. So let me show you something about ISE. While logging into a ISE, username is admin, password capital C, small ISE 0123. I'm logged in.
What is the default password of ICE?
There is no default password. It's like when you set up the ICE, that time it is asking you to configure password.
All right. Okay.
No, this password configuration was done yesterday itself, right? In the second phase of installation. Okay. Now here, take a command. So application status in a small letter ICE. Give this command. So application status ICE. Everyone note it down. So application status ICE. What does this command do? It shows you the information about the database which are running and which are not running. So ICE is not a single engine. ICE is combination of a multiple engines and created a single engine, right? You can see here, some of the database are running and some of them are not in a running state. Not running, not running. Can you see like that? Some of them are not in a running state. So application status ICE. Still, some of them are not in a running state. Let me tell you about few database over here. Can you see written here as an application server? At last, you will see this getting started. The third option, application server, this one. Until this is not in a running state, you'll not get a GUI access for sure. Do you see written as a AD connected not running? If this service is not running, your AD integration will not happen. So there are few services that has to start to work with. It will take around 10 to 15 minutes. After restarting the ICE, it takes around 10 to 15 minutes depending on the resources that you have. Like CPU and the RAM you have allocated to ICE, depending on that, minimum it takes 10 to 15 minutes. Real time also same. Now, if I have, let's say, 4 processors, 32 GB RAM, it might take 2-3 minutes less, but it will take time. Okay, so again, I'm trying to check. So application status, ICE. For checking also, it will take around 1 minute to show the status. See, reachability will be there. If you try to ping 10.11.11.130, can you see reachability is there? But GUI access will not be there until application server is not starting. Now it is in initializing state, right? Let me show you. https:/10.11.11.130. Are we getting access? No. till now not getting access. Okay, it is in initializing state, and still I can see AD connector, ICE, index engine, these all are still not in a running state. So this takes some time. Now I can see others are running, few are still initializing, not running, and initializing state. So till application server is not running, you guys will not get access for sure. Let's check it again. So application status ICE, and meanwhile I'll keep tracking through GUI. Still not getting access. See in 1 TB how much space is available. See, still not coming up. Check a reachability, it's there, but still HTTPS, no HTTP. See, by default, if you talk about the services available on the ICE interface, at the ICE interface, default services are ICMP, HTTPS, and SSH. These are the three services available. So ping is available, that I can prove it by checking a reachability. SSH is available, we can search it. Okay, I don't have enough space. Here 10.11.11.130, and here I'll give the port number as a 22. It's a SSH. 10.11.11.130, port number 22, name as a ICE. Hold on. This is my ICE 10.11.11.130. Why it's not getting saved? Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay. I'll delete this session. I'll create a new session for SSH 10.11.11.130 with name of ICE. Now it's coming. Can you see prompting for username? Admin password. Sorry. Capital C, small IS is 0123. You can see I'm logged in through the CLI. So SSH, ping, I mean like ICMP and HTTPS is available. Now let's come here, try to get, you can see I'm able to get a GUI access now. Come here and track. Okay, let me track it again. This time I must see all the services running along with your application server. It will be running. So don't panic if you have restarted the ICE. Wait for 10-15 minutes depending on your speed of or the hardwares you have allocated to your ICE, right? So I can see ICE getting logged in here, right? I'll log in with username admin password as a capital C small ISE 0123 login. I'll keep tracking CLI also. Okay, I'm logged in with the ICE. Initially, it will be slow. Initially, it takes time. And if your PC does not have a flash player, then all the things will not come up. Remember, Cisco devices will be depending on two things. One is flash player, another is Java. You can see your license will expire in 89 days. It says 89 days, but it gets expired before that. I'll accept the agreement. If you guys come here, you can see the license warning. And if you guys come to, can you see this setting type of, the icon you have? Here, if you go to the identity service engine, if you guys click here, you can see all these details which will be required while putting a license on the ICE. So these are the informations which are required while putting a license. Let's say if you want to purchase a license for this virtual ICE, then you have to provide them these informations. Product identifier, vendor identifier, all these serial numbers will be available. So you have to provide them this. Okay. After that, if you see server information, in a server information, what do you see? Administrator, monitoring, policy service node, right? All these are under which role? Standalone. By default, your ICE is in standalone mode, right? And host name is ICE1. More you can see like account settings. Under the account settings, you can see your default username which you have logged in through is admin. If you want to change the password, click here. It gives you a option, or else forget about it. Okay. So now you can see we have a administration. See, these are the tabs available.
So how do we check the virtual platform like 35XX or 36XX? Is there any
Come
option
again?
to check that? If we have a virtual and appliance hardware platform, right? 36 series and 35 series. So those
Uh-huh.
things can we check?
No, here it is not indicating like that. Okay, here we don't have such indications.
Mm-hmm.
If you have deployed it, see, what we have here is, if you go with the server information, here it is not showing you either it is based on the the virtual platform or the hardware platform. That we don't come to know from here. We don't
Mm-hmm.
have such type of indication.
Okay.
Okay. Uh, okay, you can see one indication is there. Under the licensing part, they are asking you for VM licensing over uses. Somehow from here we can expect that we know it's a VM. Okay. Now see, these are the major tabs which are present inside your ICE. While talking below 2.x version, Work Center tab was not present. Context visibility tab was not present. Home was there, operations were there, policies were there, and administration was there. But Work Center and context visibility are the new tabs which are added from 2.0 version. Okay. Coming to administration, whatever the options we have, these options were present in a previous versions also, but some additional things has been added. Like you can see px grid has been added, threat centric has been added, right? BYOD and all has been added. These were not present with the previous versions. So like that, you can see graphical view also has completely changed. Okay, but working wise, if you see how your older ISE was working, those things are there, but again upgraded with the advanced things. Now under the administration, you can see the major things are system, identity management, network resources, device portal management, PX grid, feed service, threat centric, NAC. These are the major tabs. I was talking about the password policy. That was one of the system, and another was identity management. First of all, let's see with the system. Under this system, can you see admin access is there? Under the admin access, see clear your visibility. When I clicked on administrator, these tabs were present, right? These were the major tabs. This major tab will be reflecting here also. So either you can come here and click, or else you can directly see this, and under that what sub tabs we have that you can go through. So under the system we have deployment, like this also you can see, or you can see here it is present. So I came to admin access. You can see highlighted with the blue color, admin access. And how do I know where am I right now? I can see white color with the administration, and under that what do I see? System highlighted with a gray color to white color, and under that system where blue color is indicated, admin access. You understood how to see, right? Okay, under this what do you have? Password policy. Under the password policy, read these things: admin name or its characters in a reverse order. Check it if it is in a reverse order or what. Either Cisco or Cisco opposite also, if you have mentioned in the reverse order. I don't want this password policies. Uppercase, lowercase. I mean, like, this is all about system password policy, right? Password must be different. Password must be different from your 3 different passwords before. So it will have a history of 3 different passwords that you have created before. You can see password lifetime for how many days, right? Sending an email before how many days, right? Can you see? Cannot reuse a password within 15 days. So like that, we have all these password policies. And do you see here one more policy? Suspend, lock or suspend policy. What is there? Take action after 3 failed attempts. Suspend account for how many minutes? 15 minutes. Make sure that you pay attention. In 2.1 version, this password suspending policy was under the password policy itself. But now in 2.4 version, it has a separate tab now under which you have to uncheck. So make sure you'll go here, uncheck it, and don't forget to click on save. Now this password policies has been saved. Account disable policy is not active by default, so nothing to worry about. Authentication method based on your password, and it's, you know, okay, identity source, leave this part. Here you can see the password policy and account suspense. Now, no matter how many times you give a wrong password, you are free. Now, if you give 10 times also a wrong password, my account won't get suspended. So this is what you have to take care of. Now, let's log in with username admin, password capital C small ISE 0123, login. Under the administration, I have identities. Click on identities, or under the administration also, under the identity management, you have settings. Under the settings, if you come, you can see there is user authentication settings. Under this also you can see the password policies, same type of password policies you have, right? If you don't uncheck these password policies, as a result, what will happen? If I go to identities, in my examination task, I was supposed to create a username as a CCIE. Password was capital C, small c I e 123. Capital C, small c I e 123. If I try creating this, it will show me error. It says it should, follow the rules. The reverse order or anything, uppercase, lowercase, so not possible to create. And according to your examination, you are supposed to create the same thing. So you should know about the password policy. If you are not aware of password policy, how would you fulfill the requirement? So very important. User authentication settings, uncheck all these things. There is nothing to do with your password policies. There's nothing to do in the sense there's no mark deduction if I uncheck everything. Okay. Now, if I come to identities, create a username as a CCIE, password also as a CCIE, only 4 characters for the password. If I submit, created. Earlier, minimum 8 characters was there, uppercase, lowercase, everything was there. So this is how you'll fulfill the requirement, right? Okay. After that, under the administration, we have a system. Under the system, we have deployment. The password policy for system and identity management is done. Now I'm going different from this. I'm going to show you the default deployment and the personas that we have on the ISE. Can you see under the deployment we have ISE? Under the ISE, what are the personas? Administration, monitoring, policy service. You can edit it. If you want only one persona to run, like if you want only administration persona to run, or you can see PX grid is disabled. If you want to enable the PX grid persona, you can. You can see under the policy service node, these services are not running by default, right? So like that, you can see all the personas. After that, we have a licensing part. Nothing to do. Licensing here, it's about a smart licensing. For a smart licensing to your device, you need a smart account. Whenever you purchase a device from Cisco, they will give you a smart account. In that smart account, you'll have all the licenses that you have purchased from the Cisco. So whenever you guys will, go to the smart licensing, they'll ask you for a ID. Once you log in with that ID, automatically your device will receive the license from your smart license. Nothing else to do with this. Currently, we are going with a demo license. Certificates are all about a system certificate, trusted certificate, and all. We'll see these certificates used in our HA part. Logging. In a logging, you can see local log setting, remote log setting, all these things are there. Maintenance, not required. Upgrade, backup and restore functionalities are there. How can you back up the system? Configuration or operational data backup. So configuration backup is all the configurations backup you guys are going to take, or you can schedule the backup for the automatic backup also. Admin access. Under the admin access, what do you have? Password policy, suspending the password policies and all. Also, you have the administrator part. Under the administrator part, what do you have? Admin users. So by default, what admin user you have? Admin. If you guys add a user, if you guys want to create a user, you can create, and you can see by default what are the privileges that you can assign. These are the privileges. So currently, system admin, super admin, can you see this? So these are the privileges that you can assign to a user that it can get access. If you assign a super admin, it's like a super user. He can do anything. So currently, if you see, what's a privilege over here? Admin group. Which admin group has been defined? Super admin. Super admin means he can do anything. And if you want to see what are the privileges, you can see here. These are the privileges. If you want to add your own type of privilege, you can. Okay. Now, just come here. Now, let's say, for example, here this CCI I had created where? Under the use identity. That identity, I want to call it for administration purpose. Can I? Yes. Other option also you'll have. If you have an Active Directory integrated, that Active Directory will reflect here. So those Active Directories username and the password also you can call it for administration purpose on your ISE. Even that is possible. So these were the basic things that you should understand before starting the ISE. And one more thing, let me tell you, in examination might be when you'll try to log in into a ISE, I mean like through the GUI, when you log in through the ISE, when you'll click on login, it will show you one error. Your password has expired. But that credential will help you to log in through CLI. At CLI, it won't block you, but it will block you at GUI. Now, in that condition, what would you do? Through CLI, you have to go and change the password. So what is the command to change the password through CLI? Because 25% of the guys had faced these issues in examination for whom the password was expired. They're not able to log in. I'll log in with username admin, password, capital C, small ISC 0123. In CLI, it will allow you to log in. It won't deny. You can see you have a command called application. You can see reset password. Reset password. Password spelling is PASSWD. Application reset PWD. Application reset PWD. Press question mark. It is asking you for a word. So what was our application name that we were tracking? ICE. It's ICE, right? Press the question mark. Username. For which username? My default username is admin. Press the question mark, telling you to enter. Don't give a space after that. Press enter. Enter a new password. Let's say I'll give a new password as a, see all the password policies I have disabled, so I can do anything, right? Capital C, small isc, at the rate 0123. Capital C, small isc, at the rate 0123. Press enter. Password could not be set to due to internal error. Please ensure that the application is up and check logs. Okay, let's try again. I'll set a different type of password. Capital A, small b, 12345. Capital A, small b, 12345. Password resetted successfully. Capital A, small b, 12345. And username is admin. And this is for GUI or CLI? GUI access. Wait, wait, right? Okay. Here I'll log out. Log in with username, admin password, capital A, small b, 12345. Login. So this is the solution for changing the password through CLI. Let's go to CLI, exit. Log in with username, admin, password, capital A, small b, 12345. Incorrect. Admin, password, capital C, small isc, 0123. Can be different. Okay. So you have to change the password for a CLI also. If you want, you can change, or else you can leave it. Okay. So running config, I can see what's my username, admin, and the password. And rule is admin. In this way, you guys can create the username and the password through CLI also from the configure terminal. That was a password reset, which resetted for GUI. Here, if you say username, you can create a username with the different rules, or you can change the admin username and say hash and define the password and define the role and define the admin as it is shown here. It will change it for CLI. Okay. So remember, don't get confused in this way. So if you are resetting the password, that will get resetted only for the GUI, not for the CLI.
So for CLI, we can directly type the username, password, and the privilege. Is it like the same way we configure on router? Can you show me that command? please.
Sorry, I didn't get you.
Sir, suppose in case I want to change the CLI password, so what is the entire command for that?
Mm, let's see. Username, admin, password as a capital A, small b, 1 2 3 4 5. Wait, press question mark. It is saying plain or hash. I'll go with hash, and I'll define the password. Let's say capital A, small b, 1 2 3 4 5. Role, I can go with admin, right? Username, admin, password was capital C, small ISC 0123. Incorrect. Capital A, small b, 1 2 3 4 5. Uh, Username, wait, admin, password, capital A, small b, 1 2 3 4 5. Hmm. Admin, capital A, small b, 1 2 3 4 5.
Let's try Cisco.
Capital C, small ISC 0123.
Oh my God.
Did I type something else? Admin, capital A, small b, @ 1 2 3 4 5. Admin, capital A, small b, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Did I type? I'm here, luckily.
Here, sir, that password only will remain, sir. The previous one is
Wait. System settings. Oh, sorry. Admin access, administrator, users.
ready.
I'll add Sushil. Password also Sushil. And I'll give a super admin. Submit. Again, the password policy is from where it is taken. Did my account get suspended? Yeah, this we had unchecked, right?
Unchecked and it saved.
Did we miss? Come to admin access. Got created, right? Let's log in through CLI. Okay. I'll come here, I'll log out. Log in with Sushil. I'm logged in.
Here, login information is separate for CLA as well as separate for GUI. Try to keep it same, sir.
But I have got suspended or what? I have to check. Admin access. No, password lock has been already removed. Okay, let me try login through CLI. Admin capital C small ISC 0123. Admin capital A small p 12345.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, this thing we'll see tomorrow. Okay. I have given super admin here.
What is the purpose of system admin?
System administration only he can do. He cannot get the full access. There is a limited access. These all are having a kind of roles. System admin, like related to administration only it is, but not having all the privileges. Might be can't access the, can't create the users, can't assign the rules. Right. Super admin can do everything. Actually, due to that password policy, I'm logged. Okay. If I try restarting again, if I try, it will take a long time. Okay. So we completed this part. Default system password policies, identity password policies, how to change a password policy through, I mean, like how to change a password through CLI. These are done. Now it's time to see network administration policy, and we should see network administration policy about default policies. In a default policies, we have a default authentication policy, authorization policy, and protocols. In this, if you guys come here under the policy, what we have, policy sets. Here few options have changed from 2.1. Okay, I'll just check that option and I'll tell you tomorrow regarding that. Okay, see here we have the policy and the policy elements. Under the policy elements, you can see this policy which you see named with a default. This is actually a policy name given here, which is used for which is used for network administration, not for device administration. Under this, you can see they have given a description. This is description. This is a name. No any conditions added here. And it is going to use a protocol called as a default network access. This is a profile name of the protocol collection where it is done. Network access. Where do you find that? If you guys come to policy elements, come to results, under the results, do you see authentication policy? Under the authentication, what we have? Network allowed protocols. Under this, do you see default network access? Once write these things, guys. Write we have authentication. Under the authentication, what we have? Allowed protocols. And under the allowed protocols, what do we have? Default network access. Write it down. Default network access. Done. In this default network access, you can see all these protocols like authentication bypass, process host lookup, EAP TLS, EAP protocol, PEEP, under that MS CHAP version 2. Rest other protocols also I can see here. So I didn't select any protocols, right? These protocols are by default selected. And if you guys come here under the policy sets, there is a default policy. And under this default policy, whatever the authentication authorizations are going to happen. First of all, what will happen? Authentication. So for all these things, like for all the authentication methods, whatever are defined, for that, which protocol is going to use? Default network access. Now you understand what is default network access? Where does it belong? It belongs to, it is actually a protocol used for the authentication purpose. It's a profile name. Under this, we have a collection of protocols, right? Now, under this default policy, we have authentication policy, authorization policy. These are used for exceptions, right? So forget about these two policies as of now. We'll follow authentication and authorization. Under the authentication policy, 3 policies are by default. And under the authorization, 3 policies are by default. Under this, you can see for network administration, if I want to connect to my network, map with wired map and wireless map with OR condition given. And they are authorized only for endpoints. I mean, like they can authenticate only with the endpoints. .1x wired or wireless with OR condition with user ID stores. And we have a default over here with all user ID stores. It means The policy will match from top to bottom. Anything that is not defined here, let's say VPN policy, SSH policy, not defined. So it will not match with these two policies. It will match with default policy, right? This was all related to your network administration. Under the administration, sorry, under the work center, you have something known as a device administration. If you guys come to device administration, you will find there is written as a policy elements, and you have a policy device admin policy sets. Under this also, do you see you have a default policy? Under that you have a TACAX default policy. It's all related to TACAX. And under this, if you come, do you see there is only one authentication policy and one authorization policy? So if I'm doing a device administration with the protocol TACAX, then I need to check into device administration. Under the device administration, I need to check with the policies called as a device admin policies. Here I have to define any policy that you define regarding device administration with a TACAX protocol. If you assume that it should be configured under the policy sets, it's wrong. It will not work. It will work only when you come under the work center, device administration, device admin policy sets, and under that you find this policies. Okay. And under this, you find authorization policy also. And by default, what is the action given? Deny all cell profile. It means by default, if I do any device administration using a TACAX protocol, my packets will be denied.
So where do we see TACAX is used here?
First of all, here in a description, it is written as a TACAX protocol. It's a TACAX default policy sets. It's written here as a description. Okay. Other thing, what you understand in this policy elements, you will see reason written as a results. See, two places you will find results. One in a network administration portion, another in a device administration. In a device administration also you see there is a profile called as a default cell profile, deny all cell profile. Did you see these two? What is this? This is TACAX profile, which is present here with the name of default cell profile and deny cell profile, and type is cell. What is cell? That I'll tell you later on. Cell is all related for assigning the privilege labels. Okay. Now, if you guys come here under the device admin policy sets, under the authorization, do you see the same thing written here? Deny all cell profile. It's actually the same profile. These were the profiles, right? Present under the TACAX right now. Same profiles are here. It means what is happening? It is denying. So basically, it says a TACAX related policies are being controlled by this device admin policy sets. So later on, we'll see how to use these two types of policies. So these are the default policies. Under the policy, if you have, you can see this is a default policy set used for network administration. And in a network administration, the protocols that will be used, it is already called here, which will be used by your authentication policies. Okay, if you want to create your own protocol types, the collection of protocols with your own name, you can create. Right. So we'll see all these things from tomorrow. We are going to start like basic authentication, .1x authentication. In a basic .1x authentication, we'll see, first of all, authentication happening based on your default policies. After that, we'll delete the default policies and we'll put this default action as a deny. You can see deny access is there. We'll put this, we'll deny everything. In this way, you'll find in your examination all these default policies with mav and .1x, whatever you see, it will be deleted and your default policy will be defined with the action as a deny access. You are not supposed to create your default action with like all user ID stores or something like that. You are not supposed to change the action of a default action under the device administration. You have to create your custom policies for the authentication. Okay. Okay. I'll see you guys tomorrow.